Are you one of those people who freezes when it comes to posting anything online? Are you terrified of showing your face on Instagram or anywhere, any form of video, you just get the cringe? Then this video is for you. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to discuss today in terms of why we are scared and what we can do about it and the benefit of actually overcoming this fear. Because especially if you're a small business owner, it is so helpful to be able to show up and show your face. You absolutely don't have to. There's no hard and fast rule about you must or, something like that. But at the end of the day, 74% of people prefer buying from a small brand where they actually know the designer behind it. So this is Shopify statistics, and things have changed so much, which is super great because that means people are more likely to want to buy from small brands. But that does mean we need to put ourselves out there a little bit more, and that can feel freaking scary. And I get it, I know. When I started my YouTube channel for you guys, I had zero desire to show up online, show my face, be like, hey guys, listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. Because I was like, there's so many people out there who know way more about everything than me. But what I told myself is that I'm doing this for the people who are further down the road than me, not for the people who are already way up the highway. So that's kind of why I allowed myself to think that it's safe enough to show up. But that said, I was not comfortable with it. My very first YouTube video, you can find it here on my YouTube channel, I'll put a little snippet in here for you guys to see, was really bad in my opinion. I had really bad lighting. I just told my boyfriend at the time, Emil, I'm doing this in one take because I was soldering something, and the thought of having to sit there and stop and film and do all of that was terrifying. And I thought I'm just going to mess up. So I was like, I'm just going to ignore the camera and I'm going to do my thing. And that's what I did. And I told myself, nobody's going to see this. No one knows my channel, but I just needed to start somewhere. So I told myself the first 50 videos are probably not going to get seen or picked up by that many people. So it felt less daunting and less scary than the idea of showing up in front of millions of people who might see it. And yes, my channel now has got over 1 million views on it, over my different videos. But if I told myself that 1 million people were going to see it when I started, I would never have started. So start small, be brave. Another client that I was speaking to yesterday, actually, she was sharing her very first little video that she did with me. She posted on YouTube Shorts and as a reel, and she was like, oh my goodness, I was so nervous because my eyes were going all over the place and I felt so uncomfortable, and that was like 10 takes and I finally did it. And I watched it and I was like, she looks so natural and so comfortable, and the fact that her eyes were glancing around and looking at different places and at the camera as well, that actually looks more human and more normal than if I'm staring at the camera like this and I don't ever blink or look away from the camera and I stare you dead in the eye. We don't talk like this as normal humans because it's creepy. It's weird. So the fact that you're thinking and your eyes may move around is totally and utterly fine. And what I also noticed with my jewelry brand, when I posted pictures of my face, they would get 10 times more engagement and likes than when I posted my jewelry. And the reason is people wanted to connect with me, the maker behind the jewelry. They didn't just want to be sold stuff. They wanted to have a human connection. And the reason why I'm doing this video today is because I feel now more and more people want this human connection, because we had COVID first, so everyone was isolated, don't hang out with people, all of that. So obviously that created the separation in us and sense of loneliness. Then on top of that, now we've got AI, which, don't get me wrong, is great and all, but at the end of the day, it's still robotic and non-human. So people want to know that there's a real human behind the brand. So what we do as jewelers when we put ourselves out there, or like even me putting myself out here on YouTube, there's always a fear of rejection. So there's a fear of what are people going to think? And that's super normal and it feels super vulnerable. And the reason it does is because back in the day when we lived in tribes, if you were exiled from the tribe, it meant you were not safe, you were not protected, you were out there on your own, and you most likely were gonna die. So fitting in and staying safe and staying small and staying in the collective mentality was the safe thing to do. But nowadays, we're not going to die if we put ourselves out on YouTube or on Instagram or TikTok. We're not going to die if people see our face. And if we maybe receive some negative feedback, then what does that really mean? So the only reason the negative feedback would influence you or harm you is if you feel like it hits home, like you feel like there's some truth in it. So I had a negative comment on one of my YouTube videos that I still remember, like maybe it was like 2 years ago or something, and the guy said, oh, that piece of jewelry that you made is so ugly, it would look really great next to my vegetable peelings in my bin. And I was like, wow, that is insane. And that's what I was terrified of when I first started my YouTube channel. It only took a couple of years to get the comment, but then I just put myself in the guy's shoes, and I was like, do you know what? He also left another comment on another one saying that I had made a royal error in saying that I was going to use 0.6 millimeter thick sheet silver, and I used 9.0. And I was like, okay, but if you like switch it around, 0.6, 9.0, I was like, this guy is just an idiot. So I ain't got time for that. And I just was like, this guy must be upset about something. Something's going on in his life. It's literally got nothing to do with me. And the piece of jewelry that is insulting was a design that I made, a custom piece for a client, and she asked me to make it like that. So I respected her wishes and I made what she wanted, and I thought it looked beautiful. It was like 2 strips, the one with brass and the one with silver, and a little twist in it and a little bangle, and a pretty simple, easy, simple design, like no need for that. But basically what I told myself when I started putting myself out there, I'm using YouTube as an example because that's the main place where I show my face all the time. And I was so worried about what people thought. So I said to myself that my temporary discomfort is so much smaller than the greater good of what my videos can do for people. And the amount of absolutely amazing, beautiful comments that I get from people saying that I've helped them so much, that they love my videos, such great advice. Like, why do we choose to focus on that one teeny tiny little negative thing? So this is something that I've been working on a lot, is not allowing myself to focus on the negative thing. Stay focused on the positive thing and you'll see more positive things. If you focus on the negative thing, your brain is primed to look for negative things. So that's basically putting yourself out there in terms of growing your business is incredibly helpful, because if you think about it in terms of consequences of not showing your face, what's the result, versus showing your face, what's the result? So I'd suggest even doing a little journal prompt for yourself. What happens if I show my face? What happens if I do not show my face? So to summarize, if I were to show my face, what's going to happen? People are going to find you. People can have the opportunity to get to know you, like you, trust you, and in turn buy from you. People get to be part of your world. You get to create a community of people that you can genuinely connect with. People who want to be part of what you do, who then, after they have that connection with you as a human, feel so much more inclined to support you and buy from you. If you do not show your face, then it's likely that people will not find you, that they will not connect with what you're putting out there, that they will not resonate with just buying your jewelry, because the jewelry alone being pretty is not enough these days. And I know you don't want to hear that, but it's true. They want to connect with a human. And I know you might be saying, does this mean I need to put my face on reels every single day? No, it absolutely doesn't. You could start off super small, even simply with a picture of your back sat at your workbench making some jewelry, and just even them seeing part of you, you will notice that that already gets more engagement and more more interest than just saying, here's my pretty jewelry, here's my pretty jewelry. They want to see into your world. So you're inviting them in. So if you're just holding up this front and just saying like, here you go, you know, just buy my stuff, but there's no connection, you're really limiting your growth of your business. So what we do is we often think that if what we put out there gets rejection, that's a personal reflection of us, on us not being good enough, which that is not the case at all. What Bob Marley said, I'm not a Bob Marley fan particularly, but this stuck with me since I was a teenager. He said, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. So all you can do is be authentically yourself. So you know that whatever you're putting out there feels genuine and authentic and real and honest and true to you. And if people don't agree with it, that's their problem. That's their set of beliefs. That's literally got nothing to do with you. So if you go through life saying what you believe, being authentic to yourself, if someone doesn't like it, just brush it off. It really doesn't matter. So what I'd suggest is challenging yourself so that it feels uncomfortable, but not that you start panicking. So if the idea of posting 7 reels a week makes you panic and want to run to the woods or the hills, then don't start there. Start saying, maybe one time this week, I will show my face in one capacity or another. And the more you do it, the less scary it will be. It's like anything new. It is scary at first, but you cannot grow a business by staying in your comfort zone. So I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing your posts on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.